This is a video on the measures 13 to 16 of the Bach Prelude. Okay, we start off as a D minor, a 2 chord, D, F, A, C. No, we don't. We don't have a C in there, so it's just simply a D, F, A. That's okay. But now, okay, so major third, the minor third's on the bottom, and the root is on top. Okay. Now we go into this chord here, which is basically diminished. Look at that. All into the same interval, a step and a half, every single note there. Now, we have the major third and the minor seventh of the dominant, and there's the minor ninth. Okay? This is your tritone. Okay? So we go from D minor triad into a G dominant with a missing root. Put it in if you want to, but I don't think that sounds too good. So you got the minor ninth, you could resolve it, and then go into the C major with the third on the bottom and the root on top. And then the seventh on the bottom of the F major 7 chord. Okay, let's do that once more. Now, as a 2 chord, 2 goes to where? Goes to 5. Resolve it if you want that. Memorize, I mentioned that any diminished chord, you can take any one of these notes and drop it down a half a step, and there's your root. Drop that down a half step, that's your root of the D dominant. Drop this down a half step to G dominant. Drop this down a half step and you got a B flat dominant. Interesting, huh? Okay, D minor. There's your basic D minor. Here's that G dominant with the minor ninth, and we can resolve it, and then we can go to C major with the third on the bottom, the root on top, and then the F major. Well, let's try some things with it. D dominant, G dominant with a missing root. There's your minor ninth. There's your major third, minor seventh. This is a diminished chord. Now, I've got the fifth on the bottom, whereas Bach had the minor seventh on, the major seventh on the bottom. By changing these things like this, you begin to see the chords rather than just memorizing from one chord to another. Let's try that down here. Alright, there's D minor to a G dominant with a minor seventh. Let's do this. To a G dominant, resolving that into a C major. If you want to add the seventh there, that's good too. Changing these things around, which we call improvisation, because it's not planned, you're just trying to see these chords as they go. It's a 2, which is a D minor triad, to a dominant X with a little circle, which indicates missing root. And in all your diminished chords, you've got always a minor ninth. If that, and I just did this. Minor ninth to the root. Minor ninth to the root. Minor ninth to the root. Minor ninth, let's see. Minor ninth to the root. They're really quite nice. Work at that. Now try something else. Okay, we've got D minor. Look at this. There's your diminished chord. You got the major third, minor seventh, minor ninth, and then into a C major Or if you have this, now then into a C major 7, you keep the B. Well, I probably should resolve these two notes also. Let's try that once more. Now F major. Ooh, that was a little weird sounding. Now, did we? Yeah, we didn't get. Okay, let's try it one more. G minor. I mean D minor. G dominant, the missing root. There's no, but there it's all diminished. Now then, there's your major, third minor, 7th, into C major. Ah, that's what we did. And then into F major. And we can keep the E. Ah, and that's what Bach had. Try something else. Now I got 2 minor 9s. G is the root. Into C major, and then into F major. Now we could keep the E on the bottom. That's rather pretty. Or we could bring it up here and put the major 7th up here. You see, I don't have this planned. I'm simply going by what Bach had written, and then I'm trying to change it by changing the position of the chord, and then changing the diminished here. Now, granted, we have basically 2 notes in the left hand. So you've got the F and the A. It's all 2 notes in the left hand. But what it turns out to be is you have the same thing as here, and then if you take this B down an octave, then you've got your full diminished. You've got to change things around like that and see what's there. And then see what you can do with what's there and change it. This can be quite a game of chess, so to speak, and quite enlightening in a lot of ways. But then when you come to play this, you get a much better idea of exactly what is there when you come back to what Bach has done. And don't forget, you can add a little bit of... Let's see, what have I... G. I don't know, something like that. I'm simply giving you some idea of how to learn. And you learn by improvising and doing something that's not there. You're doing things that from taking something that's there and changing it into something. And sometimes what you do is not successful. And every once in a while, you probably get something that's really quite successful. So enjoy it and see what you can get out of that, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye.